at 6. An unexpected historical first. Pope Leo XIV, the new leader of the Catholic Church. Our Mary Calvi was there for the emotional moment and joins us live from the Vatican.
La pace sia con tutti voi.
The announcement met with loud cheers and flowing tears, both in Rome and here at home.
I am ecstatic. Oh my God. And to be here at St. Patrick's.
The faithful at St. Patrick's praying for Pope Leo. We asked Catholics what are their hopes for the future of the church.
I was excited that it was a new pope because it's the first time a pope's been elected in our lifetime.
It is good to be with you. I'm Kristie Johnson. Right now at 6, huge crowds hugging and cheering as they celebrated in St. Peter's Square today. Pope Leo XIV, now the 267th leader of the Catholic Church. The white smoke rose from the Sistine Chapel at 12:07 Eastern Time. The conclave actually lasting less than 24 hours. Cardinal Robert Prevost was born in Chicago. He is 69 years old, and he was elevated by Pope Francis in 2023. We have team coverage here from Rome and also here at home. Let's get first out live to Mary Calvi at the Vatican tonight. Mary?
People from nations all around the world.
Christine, history has been made here in Rome as the first American in the 2,000-year history of the Catholic Church has been elected Pope. The conclave only lasted 2 days before a two-thirds majority decided on one cardinal, and when that white smoke emerged, jubilance, and then he was introduced to the world.
Habemus Papam.
The world was holding its collective breath, waiting for this moment.
Oh, we have an American Pope! We have an American Pope!
Cardinal Robert Prevost stepped onto the balcony overlooking St. Peter's Square, the 267th man and the very first from the United States to be elected Pope. He has taken the name Leo XIV. His first words:
La pace sia con tutti voi.
Peace be with all of you. The crowds were jubilant, and I was there with some Americans to witness it all. From Long Island to Rome, I mean, how does this feel?
It's awesome. I mean, never thought I would be here, especially during this.
It was joy in its most pure form around St. Peter's, as cheers erupted after plumes of white smoke wafted skyward shortly after 6 p.m. in Rome. It is the second day of the conclave, and day 2 is when we saw the last popes elected. Pope Francis and Pope Benedict both came on this same day as we listen to the bells ringing right now on St. Peter's Basilica. The 69-year-old pontiff is from Chicago and spent much of his career as a missionary in South America and a bishop of Peru.
Grazie a Papa Francesco. Voglio ringraziare anche tutti confratelli cardinali.
In his first remarks as Pope, Leo XIV thanked Pope Francis and his brother cardinals. Father Sean Sukiel from Holy Family Church in Fresh Meadows, Queens, added that he felt blessed to be witness to this historic moment.
And it's really wonderful to be part of it all. So this is truly exciting for me as a priest, but also for Catholicism Universal.
A stunning historic day in Vatican City as the Catholic Church is now being led by an American. Christine, Pope Leo XIV emphasized a message of peace, of dialogue, and of the importance of caring for the marginalized.
Mary, I can watch your reaction on repeat for the rest of the night there when it was announced that Cardinal Prevost was elected the new Pope. And, you know, Tony gave you a hat tip earlier in our 5 o'clock broadcast because he said that you kept bringing up his name even though he really wasn't considered a front runner.
I was truly so excited to hear the name Prevost, as you could imagine. You know, I was surrounded by people from our area. It made it so special. But I really have to tell you, Christine, every one of the experts I spoke with said his name as one of the top contenders. As the conclave was drawing near and beginning, his name just continued to be on people's minds. And now he's Pope.
He sure is, and Americans are certainly celebrating, and I'm sure Peruvians as well. Mary Calvi reporting from us live from Vatican City. Mary, great job out there. Thank you. Let's go now to Tony Aiello. He continues our team coverage from St. Patrick's in Midtown. How are people feeling there tonight, Tony?
Christine, people of the Catholic faith, of other faiths, of no faith, stopping by to share their reactions, both joyful and jaw-dropping at the thought of having an American Pope. We now know whose picture will hang near the front entrance of St. Patrick's Cathedral and whose name will be mentioned during Mass in the Catholic Eucharistic prayer. Robert Francis Prevost, now Pope Leo XIV, and a 1977 Villanova University classmate of Brian Kerwin. Have you followed his ecclesiastical career over the years?
Yes, I have a lot of Peruvian friends, so it was interesting that we had this Villanova, and I spent so much time in Peru.
What is his reputation?
Great guy. You know, spectacular. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be happier.
Earlier Thursday, the cathedral bells chimed long and loud within moments of white smoke appearing at the Vatican. New Yorkers and visitors couldn't wait to learn who the cardinals had elected. What do you think?
I think it's awesome.
You're waiting to hear the name.
You bet we are. We love Francis like everyone, so we're hoping it's another Pope Francis.
I'm getting goosebumps. I'm visiting and I hear the church bells and I'm wondering, what is it for? Have they picked a new Pope? And it's just amazing.
The amazement only increased
Habemus Papam
when the world learned an American was now assuming the throne of St. Peter.
Shocked.
Why shocked?
I just didn't think an American Pope would be a Pope.
I'm just excited for our country, for the world.
You want to learn more about him?
Yes, yes.
But Kathleen Himes worries an American Pope upsets a balance of power.
As a Catholic, I want to know, one, is he going to be a counterweight to President Trump? Is he going to stand up for the immigrants in this country? Two, is he a centrist? Is he following in Francis? Will he be far more liberal? Or will he be the conservative?
So plenty of time for political analysis ahead. Right now, the focus is on celebration in Chicago, where the new Pope grew up, in the Philadelphia area where he went to school. Christine, think tonight of all the people who are going through old photos looking for evidence so they can say, I knew Pope Leo when, right?
Absolutely. Well, we heard from our Chicago reporter there that we went to that there was a neighbor who found some old photos, Tony. I have to ask you, though, any word from Cardinal Dolan tonight?
Yeah, nothing official. He's not posted on social media. He and the other American cardinals were supposed to have a post-conclave presser tonight in Rome, but that's been canceled. We expect to hear from him tomorrow. I am told Dolan and the new Pope are acquainted, but they don't particularly know each other well. Remember, the new Pope spent much of his career in Peru.
Well, I have a feeling that they're going to be asking for a visit very soon back here in the States, Tony. Thank you for your reporting. Also, Catholics on Long Island are also reacting to this historic announcement.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Proud as Americans that he was of American heritage, but more importantly, his ministry was in the mountains of Peru.
We stopped by St. Agnes Cathedral in Rockville Center, where parishioners were there to offer their prayers. The cathedral's bunting also has been replaced to showcase the papal gold and white colors. Now, we do want to bring in once again Father Enzo Del Bracco. Thank you for joining us here at 6 again today. You are the president of the Catholic Theological Union of Chicago, where now Pope Leo XIV actually studied. I want to talk to you about his work that is ahead. Many people compared him to Francis in a lot of ways, and he spoke today of peace, of building bridges, and of solidarity.
Yes, so I think that he is really much in line and will carry out what Francis' actually legacy is. And the fact that he, for example, mentioned Francis twice and saying that he was actually continuing to carry out his blessing, his Easter blessing, and that will continue. And the promise that he made, that synodality, especially in this polarized world, but we're a divided world, and the synodal approach instead of the church, I think it can be really healing to the world and to this country on how we face problems, like always blaming one another or who's right, who's wrong. But the synodal approach is really instead of listening to everyone, doing a discernment together to what is really good for the
his first words were "Peace be with you," which I thought was very significant. So let's talk about the timing here. It was Pope Francis who elevated him to cardinal, and that was just in 2023, not that long ago.
Yes, I know. That is kind of surprising. He was made cardinal just in 2023, and he was also made head of one of the most important dicasteries, which makes the bishops, appoints the bishops. And so to see him there now, I actually feel like it's fascinating. I think it's really a breath of fresh air again that's coming in, and I think that we really need it in this moment. He's the second Pope of the Americas,
right?
And he kind of embodies both, the Latino and also the Northern America, the North and the South, and that is also amazing. I think that there's a lot of hope, and I think that you can just feel it in the air, even here in New York. It's just amazing.
Well, Father, if you have any pull, we'd love a visit to New York at some point from the new Pope. So if you can put in a good word for us, that would be great.
All right. Well, thank you for having me.
Father Enzo, thank you so much.
God bless.
You can watch more coverage from the Vatican on the CBS Evening News. We'll have a special hour-long newscast tonight starting at 6:30.